Hey guys, Kabiba Bros here, and today we're profiling a Cyberse deck profile. So obviously we got the new TCG ban list May 14th. Obviously Cyberse were never a competitive deck in the first place, so they never really took a hit. However, we did get the new Knightmare engine cards in Flames of Destruction, and Ibli, the main deck monster for the Knightmare engine, is a Cyberse card. So there is some synergy with the Cyberse deck. So I was looking around online, I found a few deck profiles, and I thought I'll show you how I'd like to run it. So I'm just going to show you the ratios and explain the cards, etc, etc. So firstly we play 3 copies of Best Boy of Cyberse currently, Balance Lord. So you pay 1,000 life points and you'll get an additional normal summon of a Cyberse monster this turn. This card does not need to be on the field to actually do the additional normal summon of a Cyberse monster. This card just needs to be on the field to obviously pay the 1,000 life points as the cost for the effect. This is definitely the best card in the Cyberse deck until we get the new structure deck, which I believe is around July. So obviously when that comes out, I'll do another deck profile. Also, when this card is banished, you can special summon one level 4 or lower monster from your hand. So there is a Cyberse boss monster to a degree in this deck that you summon by banishing 2 Cyberse monsters from your graveyard. So although you don't usually resolve the second effect that much, it's useful. Mainly you're playing it for the additional normal summon of a Cyberse monster. Next, we play 3 copies of Prompthorn. This is one of the new cards from Flame of Destruction. So you target a level 4 or lower Cyberse monster you control, and then you tribute it and summon from your deck as many normal Cyberse monsters as you want equal to that card's level. So we play 2 1-star Protron and 1 2-star Bitron. So obviously these the 2 level 1s and the 1 level 2 add up to level 4. So if you tribute Balance Lord, for example, with a Prompthorn, you can summon all 3 of these from your deck to help you link build and link climb and just extend your link plays. Next, we also play 3 copies of the Agent of Creation Venus. Quite similar as to why we play Prompthorn. You can just pay 500 life points as many times as you want and summon out the Mystical Shine Balls from your deck. The Mystical Shine Balls again help you link climb and just extend into link plays, which is what this deck does. The idea behind this deck is you probably most of the time you're going to make a Yugioh first up here, and then you'll probably just have a few of the Knightmare monsters co-linked to one another, giving you protection. So I mean, like I said, the deck's not super competitive. It's fun, it's casual, but yeah, the Knightmare engine's out, so I thought why not throw it in? It's a bit of fun. Next, we play 2 copies of Link Streamer. Link Streamer is quite a cool card. Every time a Cyberse monster is normal summoned or special summoned to your side of the field, you generate a Cyberse level 1 token. So again, it helps you link climb and just build bigger link boards with co-link monsters. 1 copy of Backup Secretary. If you have a Cyberse monster on your side of the field, you special summon herself from your hand. So if you have Backup Secretary and Link Streamer, you'll special summon herself, and you'll generate a token, and there's a link 3. Same reason as to why we play Link Infer Filler. This card can special summon itself back to a zone a link monster you control points to. So I mean, I like to play 1 of each because you can only resolve each effect once per turn. Now we play 1 copy of Degrade Buster. Now this is the card I was on about earlier. That's sort of a boss monster for the deck. You special summon this card from your graveyard by banishing 2 Cyberse monsters from your graveyard. Any 2 Cyberse monsters, and you'll summon this out. He's got 2,500 attack, and come the end phase. During any point during your turn, you can banish a monster 2,500 or more attack on your opponent's side of the field until the end phase. So he's sort of like a Farther for the deck. Next, we play 1 copy of Boot Staggered. Again, this card is quite versatile. I have been debating whether to not play him at all and play a 2nd copy of Degrade Buster. So you can special summon this card from your hand when you normal summon when you normal summon a Cyberse monster from your hand. And if this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you generate a level 1 Cyberse token. 1 copy of Dotscape, because Dotscape is quite versatile. When he's sent to the graveyard, he'll recur himself back onto the field, and when he's banished, he'll recur himself back onto the field. You can only use 1 effect of Dotscape per turn, and you can only use each effect once per duel. But he's quite cool for just recurring himself to help you continuously build bigger link monsters. Next, we play the 1 Gem Knight Garnet and the 1 Perform Age Trickland, because we play the Brilliant Fusion engine. It's quite explanatory. You need the additional normal summon. Trickland recurs himself from the graveyard, helps you go to extra links, and you do need as many summons as you can as possible from this deck. And as I said, it's quite common to most of the time making Skull Dread first turn, so you can shuffle away your hand and get into your combo pieces such as Brilliant Fusion. Next, we played the 1 copy of Ibli. because, again, she is a Cyberse monster. She has some synergy with the deck. If you get her on field with other Cyberse monsters, you can generate tokens. You can link her off with your monsters to create Knightmare link monsters. And when she's sent to the graveyard, you can summon her to your opponent's side of the field. And then when she's on any player's field, that player can only summon link monsters, which is fine for this deck because the only card that we don't play in the extra deck that is not a link monster is Gem Knight Seraphinite for the instant fusion play. But if you get a co-linked board out and you summon this to your opponent's side of the field and you have some of the Knightmare cards, your opponent's going to find it hard to make a board and play around your negations. Speaking of negations, we play 3 copies of the best hand trap of the format, Ash Blossom. If you're playing on a budget, you could always replace this with Ogre, Veiler, or even just Call by the Grave. So yeah, 3 copies of Ash because it's the generic hand trap of the format. If we move away the monsters now, go on to the spells. Obviously we'll play 3 copies of Brilliant Fusion. We want to see this card as early as possible, hence why we play 3. 2 copies of One-Time Passcode. This card summons a level 4 Cyberse token to your side of the field with 2000 defense, or 2000 attack and 2000 defense. You can use the token, special summon the token. Then if you've got other cards on the field that generate tokens when a Cyberse monster is summoned, that you'll generate more tokens. However, you're going to use Prompt Thorn to tribute this card as it's level 4 to summon out your 3 vanillas from deck to help you further link build. 2 copies of Monster Reborn. We need as many graveyard recursion cards as possible, hence why we play 2 of this. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Soul Charge, self-explanatory. Want to play 39 cards, so we play Upstart Goblin. Foolish Burial, we can get certain cards in the graveyard, bring them back to the field and continue to link build. And 1 for 1, we might want to get a certain level 1 monster out from deck, and we can use the discard for it to get certain cards we want in the graveyard. So that's the main deck, no trap cards because there's no space, unfortunately. Onto the extra deck, we play 1 copy of Gem Knight Seraphinite, we need the additional normal summon. 2 copies of Link Spider. We would play a copy of Link Haribo, but we're in Europe and it's not yet out. Again, that comes up in July with the new structure deck, so once we get the structure deck, I'll do a second, I'll do another update to the deck. 1 Knightmare Mermaid, 1 Knightmare Goblin, 1 Knightmare Cyberse, 1 Knightmare Phoenix. So they all have different effects. Knightmare Mermaid, if it's co-linked, reduces all special summon monsters on the field attack by 1000. Knightmare Goblin gives you an additional normal summon the turn it's played by discarding a card from your hand. You have to do that on summon. Nightmare Cyberse destroys a special summon monster in your opponent's main monster zone. Nightmare Phoenix destroys your opponent's back row. 1 Nightmare Unicorn, link 3 even, has nice arrows that help you produce an extra link and let you draw extra cards in the draw phase depending on the amount of co-link monsters you have. 1 copy of Trigate Wizard. Trigate Wizard's really cool because you can quite often get Skull Dread, Trigate Wizard pointing to 2 other co-linked to 2 other Nightmare cards, usually Phoenix and Cyberse. So you'll get the effects where it becomes a judgment and can negate any spell or trap card on the field. 1 copy of Decode Talker because Decode Talker is just a generic link 3 and can provide you with protection. 1 Tropological Trisbania in case you ever need to get rid of your opponent's pesky back row and burn for extra damage. Nightmare Griffin, if this card's co-linked, or your opponent cannot activate card effects that are cannot activate monster effects unless that monster is linked, and if you're going first and you set up a co-linked board, then you're in a really good position. If you can get this on your side of the field with Ibli on your opponent's side, they're going to struggle to produce a big board unless they just have a similar deck to this where they just produce nothing but link monsters. 1 copy of Skull Dread, been going on about this for the whole deck profile. You'll summon it, you'll recur your hand, and you'll just dig for the combo pieces you need. 1 copy of Firewall Dragon, because Firewall Dragon is bae. Obviously it's a Cyberse deck profile, we can't help but not play 1 copy of Firewall Dragon. You can use the effect of offensively and defensively bounce cards on the field back to your opponent's hand or your hand during your opponent's turn, add cards back to your hand to extend your combo. And yeah, it's got 2500 attacks, so it's pretty good all around card. And last but not least, we play the 1 copy of Bobolo Dragon. Link 4 requires 3 effect monsters. Boverload outs problems, Boverload outs Boverload. Can't be targeted, it's a very good beat stick. So that's the 15 card extra deck. Final comments on the deck. As I've said, the deck is not super competitive at all. It's fun. I've played this a bit. You can make a few funny boards with like Trigate Wizard co-linked to 3 and a few other link monsters on your side of the field. usually give your opponent an Iblue, make them think as to how they're going to try and get over you. However, most of the time you are going to lose to a board wipe such as the Geki Dark Hole. As I said, we get the new Cyberse structure deck in July, so once we get that, I'll do another deck profile with the new cards, and hopefully it'll be even better. So thanks for watching, guys. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.